Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, February 13. Government says it has been seeing results from the over $600 million allocated to its dengue outbreak response. Updating Tuesday's sitting of Parliament, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said Cabinet had approved $55.7 million to members of Parliament and $100 million to municipal corporations for vector control activities. Partnerships have also been struck with public and private entities to step up dengue control efforts. They include the National Solid Waste Management Authority, the National Works Agency, USAID, the Jamaica Red Cross, Chase Fund, TEF, UNICEF, PAHO, Food for the Poor, Digicel, and FLOW. Dr. Tufton said the ministry had sustained its sensitization of all private and public doctors, nurses, and other public health officers. Approximately 1,000 vector control workers have carried out inspections, fogging, and larvicidal activities across the island. Meanwhile, extended opening hours have been maintained at health facilities and the stock levels of drugs used to treat dengue have been monitored.
I wish to reassure the public that the team at the Ministry of Health is doing all that it can, including its stakeholders, to ensure the best possible health outcomes for those currently affected by dengue and to prevent the spread of the virus to other members of the population. We urge, Mr. Speaker, Jamaicans to search, to destroy mosquito breeding sites around their homes, visit their doctors if they experience symptoms, and follow the prescribed course of treatment.
As at February 8, there have been 1,166 suspected, presumed, or confirmed cases of dengue in 2019, with the weekly number of cases appearing to plateau. During the same period, there have been 6 confirmed dengue-related deaths, 5 in Kingston and St. Andrew, and 1 in Portland. Meanwhile, the health minister has put the country on alert for an increase in the number of seasonal influenza or flu cases. Dr. Christopher Tufton says data captured by the ministry reveals an uptick in persons coming down with fever or chills, sore throat, muscle ache, fatigue, cough, headache, and runny or stuffy nose. In response, the ministry has activated its protocol for alert status for fever and respiratory illness. 21,900 doses of influenza vaccine have been purchased and distributed to health facilities. The public education campaign has been ramped up and infection control programs in health facilities have been enhanced. Dr. Tufton says the ministry has also increased its stock of medication, extended opening hours, and implemented overcrowding management plans at hospitals.
We wish to advise this Honourable House and the members of the public that the flu is to be taken very seriously, as it can lead to pneumonia and blood infections, cause diarrhea and seizures in children. The flu can also worsen chronic medical conditions, Mr. Speaker, such as heart or lung disease. So if you have an underlying condition, then having this bout of the flu can actually make things worse. Persons at greater risk, Mr. Speaker, of dangerous complications from the flu are infants and young children, adults 65 years and older, pregnant women, and persons with chronic medical conditions or a weakened immune system.
In other news, the state has begun the process of reclaiming the 49% shares held by Venezuela in the state oil refinery Petrojam. Prime Minister Andrew Holness tabled the compulsory acquisition of shares in Petrojam Limited Act 2019 in Parliament yesterday. The bill will be debated at the next sitting of the House. At a press conference earlier in the day, Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith reiterated that the move was in the interest of the Jamaican people, energy security, and economic stability.
The uninterrupted production of goods and services is critical to the attainment of our economic development agenda. It is critical to the well-being of our people. The government, therefore, must protect Jamaica from the risks presently posed by the ownership structure.
The Foreign Affairs Minister heads Jamaica's negotiating team for the repurchase of the 49% shares. She says that while shareholder PDV Caribe has accepted the last settlement price offered by the government, they are yet to agree to the terms of the sale.
We've therefore written to PDV Caribe to advise them that we remain open to reaching a negotiated agreement and to express once more that this step is not a hostile step, but is one which asserts the interest of the Jamaican people.
A call is being made for more innovators, investors, and private sector leaders to support the island's climate resilience efforts and cut our carbon footprint. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Darrell Vaz, threw out the challenge at Tuesday's start of a two-day workshop targeting micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs.
Public funds are simply not enough to address the adversity of climate change. Therefore, we need financing from all available sources, public, private, domestic, and international, if we truly want to transition to low carbon and climate resilient developments.
The two-day workshop was aimed at examining the results of a national green economy scoping study and uncovering barriers for mitigation and adaptation investment by the private sector.
The results of today's consultation will assist the government in its role as a facilitator in mobilizing support for the private sector to advance climate action.
The Ministry of Justice is to train 3,000 school administrators in restorative justice. Coordinator of the Restorative Justice Unit in the ministry, Dr. Kahila White, says at least 3 individuals will be selected from each of the approximately 1,000 schools to participate.
We won't stop until every single school is saturated with this knowledge on how we can move this environment that we live in, this society, to a more peaceful, amicable society that flows with love and harmony by listening to each other.
Dr. White was addressing students and school administrators at the ministry's Restorative Justice Youth Town Hall last week. In 2018, the Restorative Justice Unit trained 407 school administrators from 198 institutions, along with justices of the peace and police officers. And finally, employers are being reminded that their monthly declarations for January is due tomorrow. Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, says the declarations must be filed online using the jamaicatax.gov.jm portal. Payments may be made online or inline. Employers paying inline will now be able to generate their own payment advice using their e-services account. This printed advice must be submitted with payments at any tax office island-wide. Persons seeking further information may call 888-829-4357 or visit jamaicatax.gov.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.